Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 94 of my story. So she proceeds to tell me that my paperwork, some kind of way, was sent to the Southern District of Florida, whereas it looked as if my paperwork was there. It was sitting because probation had never went out. Nobody approved me. I didn't have an address in Florida, so my paperwork was just sitting in Florida. It was unfucking believable. I told her, "Are you serious?" She said, "Now who did your paperwork again?" And so I wasted no time letting her know. I said, and I knew something was wrong. She said, "But let me tell you what the good news is, Bush. I already called, talked to somebody, told them what happened, what I think happened, and they're working to fix it. I called Houston myself and let them know that I was sending your paperwork over and we're going to expedite it so that you can get an immediate date. So give them 2-3 days, you should have a date." I was so happy. I wanted to hug her. I was in tears walking to my room. My roommates, every time they see me, they say, "Bush, you still ain't got a date." People who had long sentences qualified for CARES Act now and had dates and was waiting to go home. And here I am, little on me, one little person, not causing any problems to anybody, waiting for a date that was not going to come because my paperwork was intentionally sent somewhere where it shouldn't have been sent to. So, of course, I'm going to make some noise about that. So I leave there, go talk to my really good friend, say, "Hey, I need to go and type up some papers because I need to file this complaint because I know this was intentionally done." And so I remember I'm talking to the camp officer and I'm telling him, and he just agreeing because he was in there with her that day to Marlin when she was telling me that, "Okay, they gave you a year off your sentence, blah, 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 blah." And I know they did it on purpose. So I'm sitting there telling him, and he just a smiling from ear to ear. He looked just like Billy Bob too. And so he passes by at 4 o'clock stand-up count. And he stops at my door and looks at me and says, "Hey, Bush, I heard it was sunny right now in Florida and the beaches were pretty." "Yeah." And walked off. So you know what I did? When count was finished, I got my pencil and my paper out and I started writing down what he said. And every time he would come to me and he would say something, I would just write down what he would say and I would just write a complaint on him and send it across the street because I felt like he was playing with me all the way to the time where I knocked on his door to ask him a question and he said, "What, bitch?" And when he called me out my name, ever since then, I didn't like him, and I knew that I would never like him again because he had disrespected me. And had we been out in the free world, he would have got a real piece of my mind. But I didn't want to be unruly or disorderly, so I kept my calm. So my paperwork initially is sent off, and I'm so nervous now. I'm in my room. I'm getting all my papers together, and y'all, I took every complaint I ever wrote and filed every piece of paper that I had that was important to me, and I brought it home. And I had a big bag when I left prison. So I knew when I left prison, I was going to have a huge stack of papers. That's all I cared about. I cared about those contents, those letters, those women that were going to still be left there. And a lot of women was betting on me, basically saying, "Bush, I know that you're going to be the one. I know because you are like an awesome person and you're a woman of your word. And I know, like you said, when you leave here, you're going to advocate for us." And this is me keeping my word. I'm going to advocate for the women. When my organization drops and forms and is ready, set, go, I'm aiming straight at FMC Carswell on behalf of the women, whether they're still there or if they went home. I'm still going to bet on them. So I end up filing complaints to the ward and letting him know what happened. And I'm going to a video visit one day, get off the video visit and pass up the officer station, and the officer calls me in. He has the camp administrator on the phone at this time, the unit manager. He has the camp unit manager on the phone at this time. And she's pleading her case with me because the word has got around what she did to me. Everybody's talking about it, even staff. And so she's on the phone telling me, "I don't have anything against you, Bush. Whoever did it, they messed up your paperwork on purpose and it wasn't me." Nobody messed with my paperwork but you. You are the only person that had access to my paperwork, and you're the only person that did that to me for no reason. Like she was just being ugly towards me and I never bothered anybody. And so I end up leaving the office that day and going to everybody. Like I'm telling staff, "Do you know the lady was on the phone?" Well, anyways, we're all writing these secret complaints on her behind her back. Eventually, she thought she was going to set foot back on the camp, and they told her, "You're not allowed to go back there." They took all her things out the office and shoved them across the street. The inmates have packed out her whole office and brought it back across the street, and she was back where she belonged at. She should have never been at the camp. She wasn't pro inmate. She didn't care about us like that. She had a select few people that she really liked and that she would gossip with all the time, and those were the people that she liked. And I was not one of those people. But I didn't care. I was there to do my time and go home. That's what I wanted to do. I wasn't really trying to make friends like that with staff or friends like that with other people. Just natural relationships occurred while I was incarcerated with some of these people. And because of that, I will forever, forever, forever be grateful for that part of the journey.